I'm playing through a Hardcore Nuzlocke of Pokémon Platinum. Well, kind of. Actually, I wanted to make things a little bit more interesting. So, welcome to the Starlocke. In this challenge, I get one random Pokémon for each type in the game, and that's it. No wild encounters, no new captures, just these 17 random Pokémon. Just like in a Nuzlocke, fainted Pokémon are gone for good. There's no healing in battle, set battle style, and a level cap equal to the next gym leader's ace. And for the final twist, I can't ever use more Pokémon than the next gym leader has. And once a Pokémon's on my team, they have to stay, unless they're knocked out. That means I have to carefully decide which Pokémon to bring in and when. Now, let's see if this completely random type roster can conquer Sinnoh. Obviously, the first thing we need to do is figure out what we're working with. Luckily, there's a lot of Pokemon randomizer sites up there, so I fire one up and start rolling. Here we go, moment of truth. Our bug type is Whirlpool. Awesome. Looking for some early game help here. What do we got for an electric type? Okay, Zapdos. We can work with that. I like it. After all that, the box looks like this. There's a good blend of hits and misses. I know who we'll be relying on a lot, and who is probably staying in the box for the whole run. But I've got to manage with a team of just 3 Pokemon for the first 6 gyms, so who are my best 3 to start the run? Registeel could be good, Rhyperior could be good, or definitely taking Zapdos. Heracross has a scary quad weakness, but I think I need Nuzleaf for the Rock Gym. I could take Celio also. I'm gonna need that for Garchomp. Celio has to kinda stay out of risk until the Elite Four. If we can swing it. I think I'm gonna take Mew as my 3rd. With that, the journey begins. Now, the nature of this kind of run is that the team can be pretty overpowered in the early game, and it's a quick and uneventful run through the various introductory parts to the first rival fight, where Zapdos makes quick work of Barry, and then into the first gym. He's probably really confused. I mean, last time I saw him I had a Chimchar, and now we got a Zapdos. I need Nuzleaf to justify my choice to put him into the starting 3 here, because despite their legendary status, Mew's early game move pool makes it pretty useless in this fight, and Zapdos is very much at risk to rock moves. All according to plan, Nuzleaf gets our run started off on the right foot, with Razor Leaf spam quickly bringing down each member of Rourke's team. Valley Windworks, the Team Galactic grunts barely know what hit them, but Mars and Perugly are a big step up, and one wrong move could spell disaster. Alright, here's Mars. I'm scared. This Perugly is kind of terrifying, actually. When the big cat comes out, I paralyze it to make sure my whole team can outspeed, then start to attack. It manages to bring Zapdos down into the red HP, but my barrage of Thundershocks proves to be too much. Then we meet up with Cheryl to guide her through Eterna Forest, and soon arrive at Gardenia's gym. Zapdos has a glorious matchup against everything in this gym, and as an added bonus, after sweeping aside all the gym trainers and leveling up to the cap, it learns Pluck. This move is immediately valuable, one-shotting Turtwig, doing big damage to Cherim, and then nearly one-shotting Roserade too while stealing its Citrus Berry. A final Pluck puts a cap on a damageless Gardenia fight. Much scarier than that, though, is the upcoming battle with Jupiter at the Galactic building. When I picked my starting 3, I did so with good matchups against the gym leaders in mind, but I have no good counters for Skuntank. This problem gets real in a hurry when Skuntank's first Night Slash lands a crit. Good, now we see how much Night Slash does. Oh, that's a crit. That's so much damage. I look like I'm dead to crit here, but I know I'm going to outspeed and eat its Citrus Berry, so I should be able to stay in. Now we gotta hope for like a full para or something, because... Oh, we got a full para! That's big. We'll just pluck again. Another full para! Here we go! The well-timed para hack saves Zapdos' life, and maybe even the entire run. Fortunate to still be unscathed, I can now get my bike and head down Cycling Road. Fantina's not at the gym in Hearthome yet, so we do some searching around, and... Isn't this a crazy storyline? My mom's just secretly a contest star? I had no idea. After exposing our mom's secret life as a contest star, Fantina's willing to challenge us. I've taught Nuzleaf Thief, and it does pretty good damage to Duskull. Then it steals a Citrus Berry from Miss Magius so we can stay in an extra turn and finish the 2-hit KO. I'm feeling threatened by Haunter now, and I try to save Nuzleaf with a switch into Zapdos. For some reason, Fantina's having Haunter go for physical moves, and Shadow Claw barely makes a dent in our Electric Bird. So we take the 3rd badge, still without incident. Of course, I did pick the starting 3 with the intention of making these first 5 gym battles as easy as possible. I can't lose sight of the fact that tougher challenges are ahead. But I press on, feeling pretty good. In the gate to the next route, Barry's waiting for us, but Zapdos does a number on his team. Super effective against 3 of his 4 Pokemon, so this is pretty much a sweep. Our star Pokemon so far even gets another moveset upgrade. Would not mind a better electric type move though. Shockwave even would be good. TM34 Shockwave, would you look at that? Then Mew learns Psychic in the Veilstone Gym, so both of my legendaries have excellent matchups into Maylene. I choose to give Mew some screen time, and the reward is a clean sweep to earn a 4th badge. This gym battle went just as seamlessly as the 3 before it. We're gonna take a Metal Claw here. I imagine we take it pretty well. Yeah, we take it just fine. Special defense drop. Still pretty good with the special defense drop. Let's just click Psychic and see what happens. And contrary to my previous warning, I'm actually starting to wonder if maybe this challenge was too easy to be interesting. But overconfidence is an insidious killer. I haven't realized it yet, but my team is infected. No matter how it feels right now, we're not invincible. And with one bad move, I could be burying a friend. Another battle with Barry outside of Pastoria City Gym does nothing to alert me to the building plague within our forces, though. Just like the last time we saw him, Barry simply has no answer for Zapdos, mowing down his team 1 Pokemon at a time. Zapdos is on a reign of terror. I don't think we can be touched. And I'm underprepared. Our next foe is ready to take advantage. Wake leads with Gyarados and Zapdos makes quick work of it, but Floatzel is concealing a move that is about to tear into my entire team. It outspeeds Zapdos, hitting it for exactly half HP and getting a flinch, so I'm forced to switch out. The battle has instantly turned on its head. Mew takes an Ice Fang pretty well, but of course, Floatzel also knows Crunch. So Mew and Zapdos appear to be 1 hit away from an early grave, and Floatzel is faster than both. I have to see what Nuzleaf can do, but obviously it can't take an Ice Fang. Hold? Didn't think so. All of a sudden, the run seems lost. Our last hope is that the original Ice Fang was a high damage roll on Zapdos. Oh, it lived on 6. Okay. Temporarily, we're fine. And remember when I said if there are any water and ground types, we have Nuzleaf? Well, Nuzleaf's dead. And as I switch in Mew, is Rock Tomb. A crit! Wait, that does mean I live 1 more. Psychic does big damage to Quagsire, but the Rock Tomb and Mudshot combination have me at -2 speed and 6 HP. At -2, does Mew outspeed Quagsire? Probably. Psychic? He's dead. Whew. Bloodied, bruised, and shaken, we return to the Pokemon Center. I'd like to think the wake-up call has been received, but my cavalier attitude cost Nuzleaf his life, and very nearly the entire team. I need to put it behind me and recruit the next team member now. I consider a few Pokemon that should have good matchups into Steel types, mainly Typhlosion and Heracross, and I settle on Heracross. There isn't that much time to grieve, though, because Team Galactic is getting serious about whatever it is they're doing. So, we chase a grunt off towards Lake Valor, but apparently we can't do anything about the fact that he's literally carrying another bomb. Cynthia, that's Bomb Guy. Doesn't appear as if the lake is open to the public right now. Why? The investigation ultimately takes us through a fog-covered route to Celestic Town. I figured the erratic accuracy of moves in the fog can be overcome since Heracross knows Aerial Ace and Zapdos knows Shockwave. Now, get ready. Because what you're about to see is some of the worst Pokemon playing of my entire life. First, I have the wrong lead out for a double battle against a pair of Ace trainers, and suddenly things get interesting. They double into Zapdos and threaten a KO right away. Well, we're maybe fine, but that still could hurt. Oh, jeez. Ow. Heracross, it's all up to you. We need you to pull through. Or the Thunderbolt miss. That could work. Not 15 steps later, I run into another Ace Trainer. My internal damage calculator is telling me that with Heracross's attack stat, a super effective Aerial Ace should take this KO. It doesn't. One of my favorite Pokemon is gone. Barely on my team for half an hour before meeting its untimely demise. With 2 deaths in rapid succession and a near miss on Zapdos, I'm playing tilted, and make another massive mistake by taking on Luxio with Mew. Already in the fog, Luxio starts setting up double teams, but I leave Mew in, even though it also knows Crunch. After I hit myself in confusion, Mew's at risk, and I have to switch into Zapdos. Fortunately, Shockwave actually hits Luxio pretty hard, even though it's resisted. Unfortunately, this happens. This battle's nuts. I don't like this at all. Come on, live one, Zapdos. You'll live one, it's fine. A crit! What is going on here? What is happening? Hopefully we just land the Psychic. Doesn't get interesting. Tired of interesting battles for this route. Fog is where everything goes wrong. It always is. And I thought, this time, we were prepared. But I was very, very wrong. We're not prepared for anything. Everything sucks here. In the end, Mew and Zapdos clutch up, and we emerge in Celestic Town, where Heracross is laid to rest. My punishment for another careless mistake. Registeel is the next new addition to the team in Heracross's place. My new plan is to rely more on Mew with its extremely versatile move pool to take on Byron. And I want some bulk after dealing with a few deaths. Team Galactic is positioned in Celestic Town with yet another bomb, so we get into a battle with Cyrus inside the ruins. His team isn't much at this point in the game though, and Zapdos handles him easily enough. We get the HM for Surf to open up the route to Canalave City and head on over. In Canalave, Barry seems to have not learned his lesson from being swept by Zapdos on a regular basis, as he still doesn't have a counter. He's added a new Pokemon to his team, but it's one that's quad weak to flying. Good. It should be fine. Heracross, I had one of those once. For the first time in the entire run, Barry does get to see another one of my Pokemon though, because I switch into Mew to take his Roserade out, just to be extra careful with Zapdos' remaining HP. We're able to avoid any more adventure on the way through Byron's gym, and take on the leader with things a little more settled down. Mew starts the battle off with a Drain Punch, one-hit KO, but Bastiodon comes out, and now I have to be very careful of Metal Burst. Metal Burst hits back for 1.5 times whatever damage any move does, so we have to play around it pretty carefully. Registeel walls Bastiodon pretty good though, so I bring it in Metal Claw just to break sturdy. I go for some curses to set up and hopefully bring Bastiodon all at once, but Byron seems determined to get me with a Metal Burst, and Taunt stops me in my tracks. After a little more back and forth, Byron simply switches into Steelix. That threatens Registeel with Earthquake though, so I switch into Mew, and a couple Surfs brings him down. This resumes the Bastiodon-Registeel stalemate. Metal Claw helps me gauge how much damage Superpower is ultimately going to do, while continuing to play around the threat of Metal Burst. Eventually, when I'm confident the Superpower will do enough damage, we finally finish the job. Now I'm finally able to use a 4th Pokemon, so I add the most obvious Candace counter I can find to the team, Typhlosion. Team Galactic rudely interrupts a meeting with Professor Rowan by detonating yet another bomb, which I'm pretty confident we could have stopped long before the Fog Route Massacre if Cynthia had just let me chase Bomb Guy, but whatever. Yeah, I saw the guy taking a bomb here and he wouldn't let me do anything. Anyway, as a result, we have to head to Lake Valor to check on things. The 3rd Galactic admin, Saturn, is there and challenges me, but my team actually counters him pretty well. Then, he lets it slip that Mars is at Lake Verity. Alright, so I guess we're just running cleanup at all 3 lakes now. Even Mars' fearsome Perugly doesn't scare me now that Registeel's on the team. That's kind of where I thought it would land. But now he can just do it with one more. Now we're heading up north. The trip up to Snowpoint City is long, and I have to burn some healing items every once in a while to negate hail damage, but we fight off the cold and make it to our destination. Now, surely this position looks pretty safe, right? Why are you fast? I don't like that. Ah! Oh no! I am shocked by this one. This gym was Typhlosion's intended purpose, and I thought I had plenty of room to be safe from a crit here. Registeel comes in to clean up, but Candace's team suddenly looks a lot more frightening, and the box is kinda starting to bleed out. The good news is the level cap is at least high enough now for Rhyperior to learn some actual moves. We add him to the team, run through the snow puzzle again, and get ready to take on Candace. Leading with Mew, who now can in fact breathe fire, we exact a measure of revenge on the Sneasel species, which brings Frostlass out, and Candace is playing dirty. Got double team. Mew, you gotta land one. Oh. Thank goodness. Wait. It lived. Oh no. My buffer for damage is gone after the Shadow Ball hit, but Registeel comes and finishes it off. Since Zapdos can't really hurt Piloswine, I have no good Earthquake switch-ins, but Piloswine just goes for Hail on its first turn, which lets Reggie take it down with a Metal Claw superpower combination. With Abomasnow out, I'm expecting a sure-hit Blizzard in the snow to be heading my way. I'm kinda low on options here, so I have to take a bit of a risk. Focus Blast! Okay, well it was actually... That's an obscene amount of damage. Now I need you to land the Fire Blast, Mew. Okay, I think that should be... Don't survive a Fire Blast from a Mew, right? Oh. Why did that get so interesting again? Head back to Lake Acuity, and when I get there, it becomes clear that Jupiter has defeated Barry, and the 3 Lake Guardians are held captive at the Galactic building in Veilstone. So, let's bust in there. Fellow members of Team Galactic, hear me. My name, as I appear to you today, is Cyrus. This world of ours is a crude one. In a word, it is incomplete. I hate it with my entire body and being. The world should be complete. The world must change. So who will change it? Me, Cyrus. And Team Galactic. Yes, all of you. Together we pored over myths and exposed their secrets. Together we captured legendary Pokemon. And now, Team Galactic has obtained the energy to change the world. So, this guy's a little crazy. After hunting him down in HQ, he admits he just told all of his grunts a big lie. Not about creating a new world though, just that it's all for him. Anyway, it's time to fight. Cyrus is still not fighting at his full power though, and after Mew takes his Sneasel out in one hit, Zapdos eliminates Honchkrow in one hit with a crit. Then Rhyperior steps up to bring Crobat down with a Rock Blast. Cyrus heads off to Mount Coronet to fulfill whatever he's got planned next, and we set the Lake Trio free and then follow him up there. Before I can get to interfering with Cyrus's grand plan though, Barry and I have to take on Mars and Saturn in a double battle. I target down Mars' side while leaving Saturn's Bronzong up, since it doesn't really threaten me much, and luckily, Barry seems to oblige. That allows us to quickly reduce the fight to a 2v1. Then Mew comes back in to start taking Saturn's side down, but Skuntank is still pretty scary. Instead of a Night Slash though, Saturn goes for a Poison Jab into Rapidash, so I get Rhyperior to switch in for free. Then Barry really neuters it with a Will-O-Wisp burn and Intimidate from Staraptor. A close combat brings the battle to an end. Barry heals us up, but it looks like we've gotten to Cyrus a little bit too late. Performing his ritual, Cyrus summons Dialga and Palkia and begins to unleash chaos. For whatever reason, Giratina doesn't seem to like that very much. But if we're going to save the world, we'll have to follow them into the Distortion world. The Distortion world is a fascinating place with weird puzzles and weird physics. But eventually, we make it through to our most important battle yet. Now this is Cyrus's full team, and he's a formidable opponent. Mew takes Houndoom down, but not before taking some pretty serious damage from a Dark Pulse, and I'm not leaving it in to face another Dark type. Night Slash hits Zapdos hard on the switch though, and Shockwave comes up just short of a knockout. Luckily there's no crit, and we can finish the job. Weavile comes out, but Regiwalls him pretty hard, and I take the opportunity to set up a bit with Curse. Then at +4, take it down with Superpower. But even at +4, I have no way to hit Gyarados really. But oh, he's got Earthquake. Kind of bad for me. Wait, no, that's good for me. Get Zapdos back in. This is the way. That's the way I can get Zapdos back in. Now we Shockwave and he's gone. Earthquake actually gives me a lifeline. A way to get Zapdos back into the fight without risking it. Shockwave brings Gyarados down, and Rhyperior can safely switch into Crobat's attacks and lands a Stone Edge to win the battle. Giratina stands before me, and I have the Master Ball. According to the rules of the Starlock, there are no new captors, so I'm gonna have to bring it down. Crit, 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 crit. One shot, come on, just get rid of it. He did crit. One more time. You got this, Rhyperior. Oh, that hurts. Okay, we landed it. We can hear Cyrus crashing out from afar, but it seems we've resolved the whole world is in danger thing. So, it's time to get back to our main quest, becoming the Sinnoh League champion, and for that, the next stop is in Sunny Shore City. Rhyperior charges through the Sunny Shore gym, especially once it learns Earthquake at level 49. The battle with Volkner is a big moment in the run, as once we clear this one, I'll finally be able to run a team of 6. I kinda figured that Earthquake spam from Rhyperior is gonna clean up this fight, and it does take Jolteon easily, but Raichu's packing a bit of a surprise. Wait, that could be bad. We do still take it down, but out comes Luxray with coverage for my entire team. I switch into Mew, expecting to be able to take Luxray down in 2 Psychics, but Luxray actually takes this pretty well, so I have to switch out. At least Registeel's physical bulk should keep me alive even against Fire Fang, as long as we can dodge a burn. After a couple of curses, and no burn, Registeel finishes Luxray off, but it's too weak to stay in for Electivire. Luckily, Electivire is completely walled by Rhyperior, so I can revert to the original plan of Earthquake spam, and claim a deathless win over Volkner. Walrein and Salamence are the 2 members I choose to add to round out the team, and it's time to head for Victory Road. There are some legitimately strong ace trainers throughout Victory Road, but our team holds the fort. We soon arrive at the final test, the Pokemon League. As we try to enter, Barry stops us one last time for a final battle. His team is powerful, but he still has the same glaring weakness to Zapdos that he's had all run. And so, a Discharge brings down his lead Staraptor before a Pluck somehow falls just short of a KO on Heracross. That Intimidate from Staraptor at the start of the battle actually mattered here. Another Pluck finishes him off, and Barry introduces us to his newest addition, a Snorlax, which does pose a bit of a problem for Zapdos. I bring in Rhyperior, going for Earthquake instead of Hammer Arm because I'd like to avoid the speed drop. In a couple of hits, Snorlax goes down, and Zapdos comes back out to handle Empoleon. But on the switch, a critical hit Brine does a surprisingly huge amount of damage. Now I'd be losing Zapdos if one Discharge isn't enough, and it probably is, but I'm uncertain enough that I switch out. One Curse followed by a Superpower hits Empoleon really hard, but Reggie's pretty much out of the battle now. Honestly, Empoleon's Brine is doing way more damage than I expected. Salamence finishes him off though, and then one-shots Roserade with Dragon Claw, which is kinda ridiculous damage, and a good break for me considering I could have went for Zen Headbutt and just didn't do it. Salamence cleans up Barry's last Pokemon too, and with that, we can officially challenge the Sinnoh Pokemon League. Aaron is first up. Salamence starts the battle by taking Yanmega out with an Aerial Ace. And thinking I can stick with that plan, I stay in, forgetting all about Drapion having Ice Fang. It doesn't KO Salamence, but it does force a switch. With an exchange of blows, Walrein takes Drapion down and brings Heracross out. Salamence is pretty beat up, so I don't know if I can get it back in, even with a fighting move coming. Mew is risky with all these bug types around, but it is fast. Tanks a close combat that lowers Heracross's defense, and retaliates by taking a couple of knockouts before Rhyperior handles Vespiquen. Outside of the Ice Fang surprise, it was a pretty clean fight, and we move on to Bertha. Against Bertha, I lead Walrein, and Surf does good damage as Whiscash goes for Sandstorm. Noticing I outsped that turn, I decide to just Encore Whiscash into Sandstorm while I finish it off, and burn one of Bertha's heals in the process. Walrein has some really good matchups coming up here, and proceeds to run through the next few members of Bertha's team, although it somehow falls just short of the knockout on Gliscor. And once again, I forgot about Ice Fang and switch my Salamence into one. He gets hit very hard, but Mew is able to clean up after a switch, and a couple more Surfs finishes off a relatively easy battle. I've actually taught Zapdos Rain Dance for Flint, and Thunder to complement it. Rain Dance proves immediately useful, but Flint has a surprise for me. Went for Sunny Day? Somehow, this battle kinda turns into a weather war with manual weather setup. Mew's rain-boosted Surf feels a little bit lackluster though, as it takes a few turns to bring Magmortar down. Rhyperior also has a really nice matchup into Flint, so we let him shine now. I should still do good damage with Earthquake though. That's good damage. Then, after an Intimidate, Salamence walls Infernape pretty hard, and Aerial Ace with the Flare Blitz recoil brings it down in one turn. I switch into Walrein to play it safe on the last Pokemon, and Surf KO's Rapidash in one hit. My team has matched up pretty well into the first 3 Elite Four members, but against Lucian, things change a little. I don't have a lot of Pokemon that are good into Psychic types, and I have a couple of Pokemon with really bad special defense, but I did teach Mew Shadow Claw, which enables to fight a lot of Lucian's Psychic types head-on. It is the single most important Pokemon in this battle. I'm just worried that I'm relying on it too heavily, but Mew's up to the task. Shadow Claw tears through Lucian's first 3 Pokemon. Bronzong starts trying to set up Calm Mind against Mew's Fire Blast, and if Mew misses, this could go south in a hurry, but Mew clutches up. Gotta land one more Fire Blast. Oh. Kinda scary to click Fire Blast 3 times in a battle, but with Gallade out, I switch into Salamence for an Intimidate, and we catch another break as it misses Stone Edge. Then I figure something out. Knowing Lucian will want to use Stone Edge against Salamence, and Leaf Blade against Rhyperior, I should be able to just rotate between the two and get as many Intimidates off as I need. It's not completely safe because Gallade uses a lot of high crit moves, but as long as we don't get crit, it renders Gallade harmless. After dropping Gallade to -4 attack, it goes down to a pair of Aerial Aces. With the Elite Four down, we stand before arguably the most powerful champion in the Pokemon series. Cynthia's extremely well-balanced team is equipped to handle all comers, with type diversity, an annoyingly bulky Milotic, and of course her infamous Garchomp. With Light Screen and Rain up, Zapdos can use Thunder to take Spiritomb down quickly and deal heavy damage to Milotic. But maybe we one-shot? Maybe we get a crit? I don't know. Oh, we got a crit! That's big. Zapdos has previously dodged death a few times in this run, and I'm starting to think that maybe this bird has 9 lives. I left it in to set up a light screen and go down, but then Lucario misses a Stone Edge to keep it alive. Then I switch Salamence in for an Intimidate, and get the Intimidate off. He missed another Stone Edge. He missed a 3rd Stone Edge. I guess that's why they call it Stone Miss in the business. Lucario finally lands one, and it hurts Salamence pretty bad, but Dragon Claw finishes him off. Unfortunately for me, Cynthia goes straight to Garchomp. My intention was to have Salamence come in on Garchomp to get an Intimidate off. I'm not sure I can get Walrein in here safely, but there is an opportunity to use that good old switching strategy again. With Garchomp sufficiently weakened, Walrein comes in, and despite Cynthia's attempts to delay the inevitable, Ice Fang spam brings the beast down. Are you gonna full restore that? That's fine. The Intimidates have made this Garchomp pretty weak, actually. Now, if it crits through it, it would hurt, but it did not crit. Ooh, we got Garchomp. Mew comes in on Roserade now, but gets hit by a critical energy ball, and when Psychic falls short of the one-hit KO, Mew goes down. It technically doesn't matter at this point, but it feels like it does. Mew was such a key member of this run. It should have been around to see the end of it. When Togekiss comes out, I don't really know what to switch in, so I have to just let Salamence go down too. With the free switch, I think Rhyperior can come in and finish Togekiss off. You do have Water Pulse. I think we take a Water Pulse. Get you back with Avalanche. Oh, am I wrong? No, we're not wrong. Avalanche lands. Is that enough? That's enough. Oh, we did it. But man, was that ever close. Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, you can show your support for the channel by leaving a like and subscribing. It helps me out a lot with making more content like this going forward, and you'll get notifications when my future videos come out. I also live stream on YouTube at VCreateLive on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, so if that kind of thing interests you, check out the link in the description and come hang out sometime.